So I'm trying to think. So on like 2 weeks ago, several people in my family got sick, and being the one healthy one, I had to be taking care of people and like going to the store to get medicine and all of that, and it just wasn't a good time to stream. And then last week, I had a bunch of my own crap going on, so again, I was like, I cannot stream, and I'm pretty sure it's been like 3 weeks though, so I don't remember anything before that, I guess, but for some reason I didn't stream them too. But basically, it has been almost a month since I first worked on this one on stream, and I'm really excited to get back to it. I've wanted to get back to streaming for a while. So yeah, here I am, here to stream. So I know last time I kind of talked a little bit about like who these characters are and stuff. I don't really remember what all I said. But let's see. So I had worked on the like basic kind of skin tone areas for the two of them, and then I hadn't really started on anything else. But I know I want to work on their skin a little more. But one thing that I like to do is I like to kind of hop around a little bit from place to place, so that I'm kind of getting like a whole picture as I go. Because sometimes, I know some people, their art method is where they work really hard in one area before switching over, and I think that that's really cool and people can do that. I cannot. I need to have where I work a little bit here, a little bit there, or so on and so forth. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to be working on hair today, I think. So yeah. Let me, hang on, need to add this so that I don't spill over. There's some kind of mess going on there. Hang on a second. What is the deal with that? Why does that look so strange? Clearly there's some pixels missing out of there, so hold on. Let me fix that with a brush that will be better for that. That's so super weird. Okay. Oh, you know what? I know what it is. It's not that anything's messed up there. It's that I had done like a separate... No, that's not it. That's... I don't know. Anyways, there's a separate little bit somewhere. Let's see, it would be down here. Yeah, behind. Because that way I could just kind of scribble it in a little easier. So, okay. That makes things easy because what I can do is I can still... I'm on the wrong thing. Hold on. I can add that and then just wait a second. Oh, no. Sorry, I'm just talking to myself at this point. Basically, I'm trying to get the selection right. Here we go. Subtract. All right, there we go. We're gonna get there. Gonna get there eventually. Select and add. All right, there we go. Whole hair selection, just like we always wanted. Sometimes I make things hard for myself in very unnecessary ways. Okay, so I wanted to go ahead and start working on his hair. It helps to get the right tool going. I really like this brush for doing hair because I think it does a neat texture, I guess. A neat hair-like texture. So yeah, that's basically just what I'm gonna do. I know, what a big shocker that after saying I'm gonna do hair, I'm gonna do the hair. I actually think I need to be doing this flipped because my wrist does not want to go that way. Here we go. Flipping it. because then I'll be able to get this curve a little better. There we go. That looks better to me. Because I don't want it to be, you know, completely filled in, only in some areas. It's like back here needs to be a little more fully dark. Yeah. There's just like a few places that I want to be a little darker than others. But even just with adding this one layer, I think it shows kind of why I like this brush for shading hair so much. Because, oops, I meant to be doing this on a layer above. Hold on, undoing things. This is what happens when I don't stream for a while, because I also haven't been doing very much art in general. I forget everything. I become incompetent. So, not that I was particularly wonderful in the first place, but, you know, there's at least a minimum level of competence, so, you know, it happens. You stop streaming and you forget how everything works. No, what I have done art-wise, which again, not much, is I've been working on some character design stuff because I'm hoping to be able to release this webcomic idea that I've had for a really long time and just haven't had the chance to work on it. But I've been trying to like prioritize it as like not as like my main focus because I have writing to do, but as like my main art focus, I guess, is both that and trying to get illustrations done for the novel. So I'm hoping to be working on that as well as all of these. And I also, you know, because I think it's fun and because I want to do a lot of that on stream. I don't want to do all of it because that'll be stressful. But I do think it'd be fun to do some of the more, what's the word I'm looking for? Not elaborate, but like the more distinct, like, panels. You know, like the stuff that's going to be more like some cool action pose or whatever. I think it'd be fun to at least do like the renders of it on stream, kind of let people see what they're going to get if they decide to read it. But even if they don't, you know, I still get to share these characters that I really enjoy. Which, I mean, is kind of how I feel about doing these drawings, is because I know not everybody's going to read the book, but I'm still getting to share characters this way, because I like them. They're cool. Despite the fact that they're from my vampire novel, neither of these two are vampires. Because I know I've talked about this before, so sorry for being redundant, but the general premise of the novel is there's this like competition, and the winner, because it's in a world that like vampires rule and stuff, so there's this competition and the winner gets to be turned into a vampire. It's a whole thing, and my main girl is there for some crazy ulterior revenge motives, and he's there because he thinks it's really his only chance to survive is by becoming a vampire. And yeah, so they have a whole thing where they kind of start out as allies in this, and then obviously because it's fun, they kind of fall for each other, and it's a whole thing. Because, you know, that stuff's fun. It's fun to write, fun to read. So that's these two. It's like my lead and my kind of secondary lead / love interest character. Also, I'm trying different like styles, I guess, for rendering these, because right now, first of all, I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to be illustrating the whole book. So we'll see, hopefully. I think that would be very fun to illustrate my own book. But also, if I am going to illustrate it, it needs to be consistent throughout. So I'm kind of playing with different styles. Like, the previous one I had done on stream was like slightly more into the realism, but not quite. Like, not full realism, but more realism than this. And I think that kind of fell into that sort of uncanny valley area that nobody likes, including me. So I was like, all right, so that's too far into the realism, because I know I cannot like sustain that as like my own art. I know that if I tried to do an entire thing in that more realistic style, it would burn me out so fast. So I was like, okay, if I go that level of realism, it starts to look weird, but I know I can't really do anything further than that. So I need to start going the other direction. So that's what this is. This is the other direction, and I'm liking it a lot more so far. The other one, it was a picture of my main girl and her brother. And I liked the general idea of it. It comes from a specific scene that they're in, which, like, so does this one. But it, like, the actual overall result I did not care for. So let me take away my line art for a second. Yeah, that's some nice hair. But yeah, so I probably, once I'm like completely settled on how, like what level of, you know, real versus stylized that I want to do, I'm probably going to go back and redo that one, and if I need to redo any other ones, and then just go crazy with it. So that'll be really fun. I'm excited about it. At the same time, I'm like, whew, that's a lot of work, trying to illustrate a whole novel, and having to decide, like, okay, what level of illustration do I want to do? Is it, like, going to be, you know, every chapter there's a picture, or is it going to be every few chapters, or whatever? And all of that, while in the meantime, I'm still having to write the book. So that's fun. No, I'm complaining about nothing. I love writing and I love art. And it's really nice that I have cultivated enough skill in each to feel like I can do something like this. I think that it's fun and it's enjoyable. And while I can get myself really stressed out over these things, I still overall really love to get to do this stuff. It's what's the word I'm looking for? Not like rewarding's not it, but it's like close to that. You'd think, having just said that I write books, that I would know all the words, but I'm pretty sure that spending all day writing makes me know less words because I use them all up, and that's definitely how that works. Definitely, you can totally use up words. I'm certain of it. But no, really, it's like after I've spent time having to think so much about, you know, what words to pick for things, and just stuff, I do frequently feel like I just stop making sense at a certain point. And then I stream, which is even harder to make sense on, because I have the split attention of trying to talk and draw. So the words are even more atrocious, I think. So much so that I can't even remember what got me going on this. But, you know, that's just how I do, I guess. Yeah. Let's see. So I think it's for people who have seen it. I think it's going to be very obvious as they read the book when it's finished, just how much I adore Buffy. Because, I mean, my main character's name is Anya, which is a Buffy character's name. And, my book goes about as hard on the references as it can without being a problem, I think. So that's, look forward to that or dread that. I don't know. So, anyways, Anya and Buffy has red hair sometimes. She changes her hair up, which I love a character that changes their hair up because I also do that. I just, don't do natural tones. I do purple and blues and stuff like that, which I currently can't change for a while because I need it to stay purple for reasons. That makes it sound a lot more mysterious than it is. Basically, I'm going to be in a wedding and I've already got approval from the bride to, as long as it's the fresh version of this purple is allowed. So I can't make any drastic changes to my hair until after that. So I'm stuck with it, which is fine because it is one of my favorite colors I've done. But it does, after a while, I'm like, okay, I kind of want to change this. I'm thinking of there's this one purple I did a while back that only actually stays purple for, maybe a week, and then it fades into this really vibrant pink, and I really like it, so that might happen. I don't know. I'm also tired of long hair, so that's also going to change probably after that. Anyways, nobody cares. I was talking about my characters. So yeah, my girl is named after Anya from Buffy, and there are several other references to Buffy. I have a couple that is very loosely, inspired by Spike and Drew, but again, they're very different, I guess, to the point where I wouldn't even necessarily make that comparison, but that initial character concept, I think, was inspired by that. Because I feel like all stories are inspired by things that people like, because you build off of what you know and what you enjoy, and that is one of my favorite things. One of my favorite stories is Buffy. Both the comics as well as the original show. I actually kind of like the comics more than the show, but I'm crazy, so ignore me. Yeah. So I have that, and I think those are the only really poignant comparisons, except for the general comparison of cool badass girl who wants to kill some vampires, but that's anything. That's any vampire story that has a cool girl. So yeah, there's some inspiration there, and then other than that, it's pretty much just what it is, I guess. It's this cool revenge story. At least I think it's a cool revenge story. Yeah. And that's exciting. I'll definitely have to draw the two vampires that are loosely Spike and Drew inspired. They're loosely gender swapped Spike and Drew inspired, I guess, because I just have always liked the idea of cool blonde punk lady, and I was like, vampire story. Maybe it's time for cool blonde punk lady. Anyways, So, yeah, and again, that's all very, like, loosely inspired because otherwise I'd just be copying stuff, and what's even the point of that? Okay. I'm gonna go take this just a little bit darker, I think. And then, oh, that's his highlight layer. Okay. Anyways, take this just a little darker for now. It might have to go even darker in places, but I think that this is a good foundation, I guess. I hope that it shows up well enough on the stream that you can definitely see why I like this brush for hair so much. It has this nice texture to it that I think just works so well for that. Sorry, I hear my dog barking in the background. Hopefully it's not too bad. I feel like sometimes she picks up, sometimes she doesn't. So yeah. I think this is just about where I want it almost. Let me kind of take a peek at it. Take a peek at it. My gosh. Without the line art real quick. Yeah, that's pretty good so far. Actually kind of want to go right here. I'm going to clear that out a little bit actually, because I think that's a little prettier. If that's just slightly less there. Hang on. Just a smidge to kind of follow this curve. And there we go. And then let me go here because I also want to give her a nice highlight layer like I did for him. Let me just double check I've got the right color. Yeah, I think I need to go even lighter. Alrighty. Highlights. I do love doing highlights because it just like, you know, you get this nice texture going on that already is like nice to look at and such. I think I need a smaller brush size for a second actually. But anyways, you get this nice texture going and then it just really, I think, comes together when you add in the highlights. Hold up. There we go. That's a little more what I'm looking for. Yeah. Especially when you have these nice like longer strands like this. I think it just really helps things pop. Helps give it more of that volume. And then for something like this that like has these big stylized curves and stuff, I think that also really helps make those look more fun, I guess, which is kind of the point of having them be so stylized is, you know, if I wanted them to look real, they'd look more real, but they don't because that's more fun to me. Yeah, okay. I think her little mouth looks so small because I took the line art away, but I haven't rendered the lips like at all. So she just looks like she's got a little tiny mouth. Her ear also just sort of looks like a weird small divot. But that's because I've only done the base of that. Okay, let me bring those lines back in. Oh, look, she has a mouth. Okay, so we have, what do we have? Let me take this away. All right, I think this is coming along. I'm questioning myself about whether I want to go ahead and try to work on the clothes, which is probably smarter to do, or if I wanted to get back in on their faces. But I think I'd rather start working on their clothes because kind of the same as what I was saying earlier about wanting things to oh, my brain just completely stopped. Are we surprised? No. Wanting things to have a little bit done everywhere before trying to focus in on like a single bit. Oh, my dog's on my bed. I'll show her off. It's laundry day, so my bed has nothing on it, but here's my dog. This is not the one that was barking. This is the one that is chill, in case you couldn't tell by her unmoving, perfect circle shape. She's probably sad that it's laundry day because she likes to move the blankets around so that they'll be, like, they'll be very dog beddish, where she can get it just how she wants it. So she'll look at me when I'm taking the blankets off to do laundry, and she'll just be like, why? And it's very cute and very sad, but if she's gonna be allowed on that bed, I gotta be able to clean the sheets frequently because she sheds, she goes outside, and she brings in dirt and all this stuff, and I will not be sleeping in that because that is gross. So if she wants to retain her bed rights, she has to let me clean those sheets. Oh, there's the other one. She's barking. There's probably something dumb across the street. It's always something with her. Okay. So, we have that, and then I want to go with my dog. She is a menace to society. Okay. Subtract. Oh, that's weird. No, we're not doing that. We're keeping it this way, because actually, that's fine. That should work fine. Okay. I'm sorry if you can hear the dog. Hopefully, if you can, it's minimal. I don't know. She's very loud. Usually, it's something very dumb. It's like someone walking all the way across the street, and she sees them and is like, hey, how dare you be in my neighborhood? But it's like, it's nothing. It's just a random person. Sometimes it's like the person that lives over at that house, and she's still like, you're not allowed here, because I am dog, and therefore everything I see, I must protect. No, she's a little menace, and she likes it that way. Alright, zooming all the way in, and scooting over here, and oops, a little further up. Okay, I don't really care that it goes over. Oh, I could definitely make this brush bigger right now, because this is like the very, very base shadowing. So one thing that I'm trying to do with this one is the lighting isn't like super realistic. Just mostly in the sense of like, I want it to sort of imply that there's more than one light source. But at the same time, there's certain areas that I've kind of ignored where like shadows would be. So in my brain, which is an interesting place to be, it's like there's a main light source coming. Here, let me just do like a random color here. Coming like, why are you not drawing? Hello? Hello? Excuse me? Oh, because I'm stupid and I have it selected. So of course nothing is drawing there. I told it not to draw there. Okay, hold on. So light source coming like this is like main light source, and then secondary light coming this way. Oh. Yep, okay, coming, let's just go like this, coming this way. But even with that, because this is like the main light, like you're gonna get, I don't know. Basically, this, I'm trying to do it a little bit, but not a lot. Her face is gonna be a little brighter than his, as well as she's gonna get a little more highlight behind than he is on his hair. But also, the thing that I'm really ignoring is the fact that she would also cast more of a shadow on his face than she is. So that's kind of how I'm cheating things a bit. Because it's not about it being super realistic. It's about it being just something I like, essentially. And I think that oops, I forgot I did that color. Okay. Sorry. So like down here, I think he's still gonna have, it's gonna be a little darker. It's not gonna be probably as much as it should be from having a shadow here. But like for this first sort of layer of shadowing, this first shading, I cannot. First layer of shading that I'm doing here is like not gonna be like, it's gonna cover most of it essentially. So sometimes I speak, and because I'm so focused on this, I genuinely do not know if it makes any sense or not, because it's like I have no when I'm focused on drawing, I have no ability to retain what it is that I've just said. So that's fun, I guess. So hopefully whatever I just said made perfect sense. Fingers crossed. Okay. So, yeah. Make things just a little darker. And this is where it just like starts to get more precise, but it's not going to be by a lot. It's going to be a little bit. Yeah. Anyways, this would definitely be a little darker because that kind of folds out a little, and at least in my brain it does. You see how good I am at art, that I can absolutely explain everything I'm doing in my thought process with zero confusion because I'm amazing. Yeah, no. Anyways, I think that somewhere in my ramblings there is sense. It's not up to me to find the sense, you know? So I can just say whatever, right? No, I'm sorry sometimes that I feel more rambly at times than other times. Like, I'm always a little rambly, but I'm feeling it strong today, and it's probably because I haven't streamed in a while. So I've lost my rhythm, if I ever had it. I'm just gonna pretend I did, and ignore if anybody tells me otherwise. Yeah. So, here we go. Get this going. And yet again, just a little darker. And this, I'm gonna get even more precise on. yeah, kind of start it with following some of these shapes of the body, I guess, and just trying to make it look how it is supposed to in my brain. So good luck to me, and I do think it's looking decent, so that's always good. This side I think it still needs to be a little darker, but I think this is looking pretty good over here. It's so funny because I was just talking today with some of my friends about different book covers, because they're mostly book friends, I guess. Mostly book friends. They're like my best friends. But we talk about books a lot because obviously we do. So I'm an author. My other friend has a degree in literature, and my other friend is a librarian. So book friends. But we're talking about different book covers and how they were like, man, I don't like saying like a book cover is like ugly, because it's always gonna be better than like what I could do. And it's like I can't do art, so but it's like sometimes I do wonder like what people were thinking, because I just don't think it fits, or whatever. And they're kind of talking about this, and I was like, well, I'm an artist, so I can say it's ugly. No, I agree. I think there's a lot of types of art that I am incapable of. I think what it is most of the time with that kind of thing, where you see like a book cover and you're like, why does this look so ugly, is I don't necessarily think it's the art itself a lot of the times, because I do think there's a lot of skill that you can see executed in book covers that when you look at them on instinct you go, eh. And what I think a good part of that is not the art itself. I think a lot of it sometimes is the way, it's like the sort of post-production side of it, where you have this beautiful piece of art, and some artists are able to know more about what the full image is going to be, whereas others are just there to create a picture that will then be incorporated into they'll have to add like title and author and all of that, whereas other artists they have that design in mind from the get-go, whether or not they're the one that is actually putting that together. And so I think that's where you get a lot of these book covers that you look at it, and if you really look at the art, there's a lot of skill, and it's maybe not your taste, or it is your taste, or whatever, but the skill is there. I think it's, oh, my dogs are running off. I think a lot of the times it's that the skill is overshadowed by someone slapping the title on there in a way that is unflattering to the art, if that makes any sense. So even like my first book, the cover, like I'm redoing it. I'm in the process of redoing it because now I have the ability to actually do it myself, whereas before I didn't. And the art itself, I adore. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I love it. It's like watercolor. The only downside to that is that because watercolor is used in children's books a lot of people will assume it's a kid's book when it's more YA, which is completely understandable. But very beautiful piece of art. I love it. It makes me so happy to look at. But I don't necessarily think the cover is that good, in the sense of because, like, essentially it is that kind of thing where it's just title slapped on top of this beautiful art, and it's sort of just stuck in there in the best place possible, but it's not a part of the art. That's my rant, I guess, for the day, is I don't think that... Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, that's looking pretty good on that part. I just gotta start working on her. Anyways, that's my rant about how you can have some really talented artists work on things only to look at it and go, that's ugly. And it's just because of the way that having things like title and author affects the composition of something. And so if you have a book that was intentionally, like, meant to be part of the design of the cover, that's going to look really good. If it wasn't, it may or may not. It just depends on how it's done. So yeah. It's like the A Court of Thorns and Roses books, which very popular. I have the original covers of them, and those right now, I was looking the other day, and to sell, I have a box set of the original covers, hardcovers, and people will buy them for around like $300, which to me is insane. I might have to sell them because that's a lot of money for books that cost me like 20-ish each. But people will do that because the new covers so the original covers are out of print. The new covers, people agree, are so ugly. And yet, if you look at the actual art on its own, I just dropped my stylus, hold on. Okay, if you look at the actual art on its own, it's pretty cool. It's like these cool, like, I think they're like ink drawings, that have been like colorized because the hardcovers and the soft covers are the same but different colors, which is part of the ugliness, is because they've chosen these like neon colors for like a fantasy thing, and so there's like a neon pink and like a neon green or something, I don't remember now, but it's these fantasy books, but the images are cool. So like, the only one that I don't mind just in general, because I think the color and the image and everything with it turned out okay, is there's one that's like a bird, and I think it looks pretty cool. And then there's like one that's like a mask. I don't even remember what the other ones are. I think one is like that kind of old style, like wolfy thing where they're kind of like all rah. I don't remember for sure. But yeah, it's like the actual pieces of art I think are nice. I think they're cool. But it feels like they just slapped on a color and slapped on a title. And because of that, those covers as a whole image now, they're so ugly, and people hate them, and people will pay $300 to get a box set of the original covers, which I wouldn't do personally, but I also have the ability that if I wanted to, which I don't really think I ever would, well, no, that's a lie. Anyways, if I wanted to, because I do have artistic skill, I could do what I've done for some of my other books just for fun, where I actually paint on the hard cover. So you have like book sleeve, you peel it off, and like the actual physical. You know what? I'll just show you one. I think I have one over here. Okay. So this is also a popular series. I sprayed the edges and stuff, but it has like the image in the center is what is already on the book, but I just kind of framed it a little. So let me get, I feel like there's a weird glare. Anyways, so basically, all the foiled stuff was already there. Gorgeous. But like I painted around the like edges of it just to make it like more unique, more me. And then I sprayed the edges to kind of match the colors that I did in that sort of extra border. And like honestly just for fun, because the cover's already pretty. And I've done some that have a more like that they didn't have anything already on them. So I've painted like the entire cover. But those are currently harder to get to than that one. So, but anyway, so I do stuff like that. And so if I sold my original covers of the A Court of Thorns and Roses books that people will pay a large amount of money for, if I sold those and then bought the new covers that everybody thinks is ugly, it wouldn't matter as much to me, because then I could just paint on the covers and make something pretty, and then just like get rid of the book sleeves, because the book sleeves are the ugly part. You know, so that doesn't matter as much to me, so I should just do it, man. That's just basically free money. I already have all my paint supplies. No, that's one of those things I'm like half joking, because I mean, it doesn't matter as much to me if the cover's ugly, because I've painted on covers that are perfectly fine. I just thought it would be fun to do that. So yeah. Anyways, I do not remember why I started talking about this. That the root of this conversation, this monologue, I guess, is gone. It left the building, it left my brain, it left the country. It's forever, it's gone. Forever gone. Yeah. So anyways, don't ask me what any of this was about originally. I do not know. So there. But I do like painting on books. I want to do more, because again, it's just super fun. Because you get to take something that you really like, and it's like the same idea of doing fan art, because you really like doing, or because one, you like art, and then two, you like whatever the thing is, and to me, it's just like another form of getting to do some fan art, some cool fan art, is getting to like paint on the covers. And I've gotten to go to Y'all West, which is this big book convention type thing. It's for young adult authors and stuff, and they do it every year in Santa Monica, and I'm going again this year, even though I was originally planning to go every other year. But they announced the authors, and I was like, oh, I want to see those people. But what was really fun is I had enough time before last year that I specifically painted the covers of a lot of the authors that were going to be there. And so when I got to go up and get things signed, I would get to show them the stuff that I had done. It was really fun to see all these different reactions from people. I think my favorites were Chloe Gong, who's the author of These Violent Delights, and they're like these cool like 1920s Shanghai stories that are like inspired by Shakespeare, but that doesn't do them justice. They're really cool. So I got to show her some stuff that I didn't actually paint for me. I painted it for a friend who was a fan, but she was also going, the same friend that's the librarian. So that I think was just so fun. My other one was Tracy Dion. She wrote Legendborn and Bloodmarked, and eventually there's going to be a third one. And those are like this cool King Arthur thing, kind of. It's like there's different like lineages of magic, and one of them is like King Arthur and his court, but there's also this like I forget what they call them because I read them over a year ago, but it's like it's like root magic or something. I don't know. I actually think in the book they might call it a few different things, but I could be completely wrong. But it's like the main girl has magic from different lineages, and they're interesting because both of those, there's this whole like plot thing that it's like both sides of that want her to, be something, want her to be a part of their legacy, and like part of the story is her being like, you know what, like even though this comes from this lineage and this lineage, like this is my power and I get to do what I want with it. It's a whole thing and it's really cool, but I really loved getting to show her in particular the art I did, even though hers was the only one that wasn't actually finished at the time, because it's like each book I did like a hand with some like magic coming out of it, and the magic I spent a lot of time on, but the hands are not completely shaded. They're dumb looking essentially. So I still haven't done it. I need to do the shading on the hands, and I need to one of them has a tattoo, and I just like in my sketch I included it, and then I just forgot about it, so I need to add that in too. So there's that, and I got to do the one that was my most favorite was Ransom Riggs, who wrote the Peculiar Children series, which is like a movie that only ish follows the book. It like starts out really following it, and then it goes wild, but it's a fun movie anyway, so I don't care. you know? But anyways, so his stuff, I got to, I had painted his 6 books that are like specifically that series. His other stuff kind of like has to do with that world, but isn't like, it's the whole thing. Anyways, so I painted, because these are the ones I have in hardcover, I painted the like second trilogy, and I really want to paint the first one, but I don't have them in hardcover, so I don't want to do that until I do. But it was really cool because I got to show him those, and his wife is also an author of I'm so bad at names and book titles, but she's a romance author, and I'm not a romance girly, so I don't remember. But she's a wonderful woman, and she also was there at like her own thing, but when he was doing his signing, she was hanging out over there. So I got to show them both the art that I did, and it was really cool because when I was showing it, he like kind of looks it over. He's very serious kind of look to him. He's like looking it over very seriously, and then he kind of looks up at me. He's like, "You should be in publishing." And I was like, that makes me feel very good. And then I was like, oh well, actually I'm an author myself, just much smaller, but working on it. And his wife was like really excited that I was an author, so that was really fun. Gosh, I wish I could remember. I know it. It's just that I don't do romance stuff, so I don't know her as easily off the top of my head. Gosh dang it, I don't know. She's a great author. So I've been told by my friends that do like romance. But Tahira Mafi. There we go. It was in there. It just didn't want to come out. Yeah. Great author. If I liked romance, I'm sure I would be just all over her stuff. Why does this not look how I want it to? Probably because I've been talking so much. I've been nerding out over authors I got to meet. So, yeah. Okay. Here's what I need to do. Just a little bit more of that, I think. And here we go. I think... No. I don't like that. But maybe down here. Yeah, okay. That's a little better. Okay, that looks vaguely almost correct. I actually think that this needs to be more dark based on how I've got things going. Okay. I'm getting there. Little by little. Alright. Oh, I just completely didn't shade the boobs or the other arm. I've been talking too much, apparently. Although that being said, apparently there's like a statistic that if there's like silence for, I think it's 7 seconds on a stream, people will click away. And I'm like, I both get that and don't get that. Because it's like in theory I would be a little more patient, but probably because I know, especially being someone just starting out, how difficult it is to just keep talking. Although today I'm just going, man. Doesn't mean any of it's good talking, but I'm going. So it's like in theory I think I would be a little more patient with that, but I don't know for sure. I could be less patient, I don't know. But theoretically I'm like, oh, why wouldn't you give them just a little more of a chance? And yet if that's kind of what our average, I guess, attention for that kind of thing is, we can't really help it, can we? Because people are people, and our brains all work in similar patterns. Yeah. All right, we're starting to get some good dress shading, just a little bit. What time is it? Okay, I've been going for about an hour, so this is some good progress for just an hour. For just an hour and talking so much. Like actually, you know what? Because when you just keep talking and not shutting up, your mouth gets dry. And I forgot that was there, even though I can see it directly in front of me. Because, object permanence is a thing that we all have. Totally. Anyways. I feel like I frequently start my stream being like, this is gonna go so well. And then I spend a good chunk of it just like talking about how bad I am at this. But hey, I consistently get at least one person watching. So, clearly I'm excellent because I have one person. Anyway, no. I do enjoy this even though I'm still starting and it's in that weird awkward phase of stream where you just like don't really know what you're gonna get, and most of the time you don't have anybody chatting or anything, but that's okay because it's the build up, we're getting there little by little. And I think that that's fine. I think I'm a little too stubborn to be like stubborn and analytical to be like, oh, I only get like one 1 to 2 people, like, it must not be good or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but that's because, like, that's just kind of how streaming is at first, as far as everything I've seen. Is it just kind of, it's just that way, is where you start out and you're more likely to, like, even if you're, have a lot of charisma and you're very comfortable with this kind of thing, you're still gonna have to go through a phase where you're talking to just, a very small amount, and potentially even talking to just no one. So I feel like the fact that I get at least one person pretty consistently, I think that's excellent, for the starting out kind of phase. If this was like several years in and I was getting like one person, I'd be a bit discouraged. But I just think it's the nature of the beast kind of thing, Her arm does not completely make sense, and that's fine. It's not meant to be this like incredibly realistic thing. It's just that I've been staring at it so long that I'm like, arm is weird. But that is my own fault, and I'm too far in to fix it. So it's just gonna stay that way. Yeah. Okay. This is gonna start being a little easier, I think, in theory, as I start getting further along here. Okay. I feel like I just need to do, after I finish this layer, like one more layer of the blue, and then I can start doing this area here, and that'll be really nice. So yeah, it's coming along. It's coming along. That's what we want. Okay. Make that a little softer. And here we go. That's something. I don't know if it's good something, but it's something. I don't think I'm ever super, super confident when I'm working in this particular, like, I guess like half realism, because it's more detailed than my like cute cartoony style that I do, but it's still not realistic. I don't know what this is. And I am not going to think about it too hard, because I don't need to. Okay, let's see. Let me go with just a little darker, and that's where we're going to start getting just some of these sort of smaller bits of shading here. That's like not necessarily as I'm forgetting words again. What a shocker. Not necessarily as I almost had it. Broad, I guess, as the other stuff, because I'm more trying to get just like these little areas. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I did it. Maybe ish, kind of. Yeah. Okay. It's not perfect in there. It's a little meh, but whatever. That's not the point of this. accidentally hitting things that I don't need to. Okay. Here we go. And there we go. Let me just kind of do a softer little bit here. And then kind of softly extend down a bit. If that even makes sense, because I, once again, never know if what I say makes sense. It could be a complete mystery. It could be incredibly obvious. And I won't know. Okay. There we go. This is looking, I think, a lot better. Alright, let me zoom out. And then take a peek at it without the line art. Yeah, that's pretty good. The only thing I think is I kind of want to make this curve just a little more distinct. Yeah. So let me just like kind of actually be more like here. Yeah. There we go. Let me see. Take that away. And hold on. Soften that out a little more. Okay, I think that makes sense. Maybe. And so then I just need to work on these little extra bits, which originally I was going to add some designs to, and I might still do that at some point, but I don't have the brain capacity for it at the moment. Oh, hello. I just saw your chat, so thank you. Always nice to see somebody in the chat. Makes me happy. I hope that you're having a good time. I'm enjoying myself. Oh, okay. Hi. But yeah. Thanks for hanging out, B. That's very nice. Again, I hope you're having a good time. I am. I like to just get to spend time just doing art, you know? So that's really fun. Yeah. And I get to rant about whatever pops into my head, so that's always nice. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I need to change what layers I have selected here. Okay. Let me go ahead and change that. And do that. And here we go. And then I can actually do the thing I'm intending to do instead of just scribbling nothing. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. All right. This bit I think is going to be pretty easy to just kind of crack through because it's just a simple curve. Since it's a little tighter on her, it's not as forgetting words again. It's not as much like shapes within shapes, so to speak, because like, you know, the skirt, there's all the little folds and stuff, so I have to do a lot more, whereas this, it's just like a simple little ring, so to speak. And same with the rest of it, so it's gonna take me a lot less time. Probably gonna be the fastest part of this stream is just getting these little extra decorative bits, I guess, on here. But yeah, so that's nice. And then I'll get to feel good about myself because I'll have like a base of everything done. Because I'll have touched everything, even if I haven't finished everything. And that is always nice. Did I name this? Oh, I named this wrong. I named this after the wrong character, actually. I just realized. Is on my file, it says Anya and Cal. And that's because the last thing I drew was Anya and Cal, but this is an entirely different character than that. So, just more proof that my brain is stupid. But, you know, that's not a shocker. No, this character's name is Rourke. But apparently my brain can only contain 2 names at a time. Yeah. I'm surprised because I've worked on this a couple times now. And only just now realized that. So, you know. I think that's pretty on brand for me personally, to just not even notice that I've done an incorrect thing for I don't know how long. That's, I think, pretty funny. I'll fix that at some point, but later. Okay. I do this all the time when I'm writing, where I'll name characters without really thinking about what the other characters' names are, and I'll just have like an accidental like theme almost, where I'll end up with several characters whose names sound too similar, and I drive myself insane because I won't notice until I'm like reading something back or I'm working on a scene that has these characters all together, and I'll be like, oh no, that's kind of a nightmare, isn't it? So I have a character named Cal. It's not this guy, even though, like I said, the title's wrong. But this guy, his sister is named Valorane, and she goes by Val. And I think there's only one scene that Val and Cal are in together. And I started writing it, and I was like, oh no, I have made a mistake. This is bad. So I might change Val's name because she's a less important character, and therefore I'm less attached to her name. But Cal will definitely stay as Cal. Because his full name is Callahan. So I just like, I don't know, man. It's not the first time I've done this. I have another story where I have too many characters that their names all start with J. And I just don't know how I managed to do this to myself, like, kind of frequently, to be honest. I don't know. It's just a problem that I have. Yeah. I'm trying to think. Because I know there's another story that I kind of have that, but I can't think of it right now. What is it? It's like, it's also a letter that I have too many characters with the same letter, but it's different than the one that has a bunch of J names. Oh, you know what? It's the same story as the one with the J names, but I also have a lot of K names in that book, and I don't understand. Like, that book is like a naming nightmare, and it's all my own fault. No one to blame but myself, of course. But, you know, it's like, once you get, like, attached to names and you're like, oh, I really like this. This really fits the character. And then you start writing and you're like, oh, no. What did I do? So, that's my problem. Okay. I think... Oh, wait. Let me add just a little darker bit there. I think this should be pretty good. Let me take away my line art. Okay, so basically I have a base for just about everything. The only thing I haven't really done anything on is her earring, but that's just, you know, tiny, whatever. But it's looking pretty good to where, aside from the really, really small details like nostrils, ear kind of thing, that it looks good without the line art, which is, you know, where we want it to be, because I feel like once I do have like lips and stuff in there, I'll be able to start working without the line art visible, which is always a good point to hit for me, because I can do things like I'll be able to kind of blend this in a little better instead of having these like chunky kind of shapes. I can start adding little details like fingernails, or you know, like I mentioned, like nostrils. And another thing that I like to do is once I go over the hair again is I'll do like a little one as an example. Here's this brush, make it just a bit smaller, and let me find here like the really light hair color. Is I'll do some like flyaways, you know, just to like, I actually didn't like how those ones turned out, just to kind of add some more texture to it. That's also a problem because I'm not on a good layer for that. Here, is this the highlights? No, this one is. Here, let me hop on there. Yeah, so just adding little things like that to kind of just get some more texture to it and everything. But yeah, so I'm getting, I think, close to the point where I get to start doing fun little things like that. But first, I need to give them real lips so they don't have these weird little tiny things going on. And I had another thought and it left my brain. I don't know what it was. It was about this. I know that much. Lips and... Oh, and I wanted to do another pass over the skin tones in general, to get like some darker bits. So like here, let me turn the line art back on. So like how I have this line here, that's gonna need like a distinct shadow there. And so trying to get the areas that need more of those harder shadows in. So yeah, overall though, I think it's going pretty good, and I think that they look really cute. So I think what I want to do right now is figure out, of my excessive amount of layers, where I need to be to do some lips. I think it'd be above this layer. Okay, because yeah, that's the last shading layer on skin. So yeah, okay. I'm going to attempt that, and lips are always a struggle for me. But is what it is. Oh, I haven't saved in a while, so I'm gonna do that. Okay. Save under my incorrect incorrect file name. Okay. So for too far over. Alright. So for her, I want to do more of a pinker tone. Let me find. This is always a struggle for me to try and pick the tones that I'm going for. Alright, let me see that on top real quick. No, that's too purple. Alright, make that a little more pink. How's that look? That's still too purple. Alright, let me move this up a little closer. this is the super duper fun part of being a little colorblind, is just struggling with, oh, that still looks purple to me. Sorry. Struggling with some of the color stuff, especially the more subtle color stuff. I think that actually looked pretty good. Let me do it in like a bigger chunk right here. That's a pretty good color, I think. Yeah, anyways, that's a super fun thing for me. Is to never truly have confidence that the color I think I am using is actually the color I'm using. So, you know, good times. Good times. Alright. This is kind of chunky right now, but it kind of has to be. I'll make it less chunky in a minute. Get that shape I actually want. No, lips are really hard for me, and in part it's because I just they're just like not a favorite thing for me to draw. Like I love drawing people in general, so like obviously on that level, like yeah, they're fine. But I don't care for drawing them the same way as I really like noses, I think, are my favorite part of the face to draw. Actually take that line art away for a second. Okay, that's a good base. But I need to fill in just a couple other little tiny bits. Okay, so we have like a decent flat base for this. There's kind of a weird overlap there on the hair. Let me figure that out. Is that on the very base of it? I don't think so. Here. We'll just do this the hard way. Little by little. Sorry. I think right there is kind of the base. Okay, yeah. A little funky, but it's fine. Now where is the layer? Here we go. Alright, so, kind of funky right now. Let me get that other brush in real quick. Actually bring up that line art again. Yeah, okay. So, what I want to do is more like that. Okay. Lips. Totally. Anyways, they're not my favorite thing to work on. As I kind of said, I really like noses. I think those are fun. I think that noses add just so much character to a face that I really enjoy them a lot. Whereas lips, not so much. So I definitely struggle more with that. I feel like that where the hair's at is still kind of making it funky. So let me kind of fiddle with that again. Hang on. I feel like if I kind of cut right there, which I gotta do on every layer because I'm dumb. No. However I did this before was not great. Okay. So now, go back to this, go back to the layer I was on, fill that in, get that, I need that darker color. Okay, that's better. Yeah, it's still a little odd. Actually, No, that's fine. Maybe. I don't know. I'm no lip expert. I don't know if there is such a thing. If there is, it's not me. Definitely not. Okay. Go just a smidge darker. And get my other brush again. I'm going the wrong way. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. So, here we go. Here we go. We zoom out a little bit. There's something off. This is what I mean. I think because I don't enjoy it quite as much, it like becomes a bigger problem than it needs to be, because I get more stressed over it, I think. I don't know. Lips are weird. That's just how they are. I kind of want to grab this, kind of smooth some of that out a little, because it's a little funky. Okay, I think it looks funky now, but I think what I'm gonna do as I go on should fix that. I could be wrong, because I'm not a lip expert. I'm gonna zoom in so far you can see all those pixels. Okay, so do this. I'm gonna go like drastically darker for a second. Just a second though. Get this. Let me find that line art again, because what I want is for this to be more like the inside of the mouth. And if it reads that way, that is gonna help me so much. Inside of the mouth, and then like corner, which I'll probably have to darken up even more, or make less pink. But here we go. Okay, that's better. It's still a little hinky, I think. I feel like in part it's like the upper lip is what's not looking right to me, because yeah. Why am I not liking that? It's very possible the answer is simply because it's a lip, and I don't love looking at lips. That's a thing about me. No, I do actually kind of have a thing where I don't like, oops, that's like completely the wrong color for that part. I don't really like looking at like close-ups of lips. So like I know there's a lot of art that like does that, where they'll make like really like just detailed lips as like pretty much the entire art, and I don't like it. That's my personal taste, I guess. I do not like the detailed lip drawings, paintings, whatever you want to call them. I also think something that is a problem is I think that the upper lip comes out a little too far. So I think if I kind of plump that bottom lip up a little, that'll help a bit. So let's see if I can do that successfully, or if my dislike of lips will betray me once again. Alright, you know what? Honestly, I think I'm just gonna lift this layer up above all the hair, which means it's probably gonna look odd. Because it just, I think will be easier that way. Yeah, see, it's weird right now. But first let me get the other layers that I did. I love a good weird looking layer. There's just something funny about art and its processes and how silly things can look at certain points. And this is definitely, it's doing that. It's doing that thing. It's doing the funky, funky nonsense stuff. Did it go? Why doesn't it look like it? Why doesn't it look like it went? Why did you cancel out? I don't know. Sometimes the art is, it doesn't go. So I'm gonna do it little by little instead. Just like scoot it up and scoot it up. And okay. Now I have to make this look not stupid. That's my goal here. Some not stupid lips. So first of all, let's shape this out a little more. Which I think actually, hold on, no, brush, do the thing. My brush does not care that I'm trying to do something here. Okay. Because how this goes is the brush is not, it is not. Anyway, that's just how this goes. You know what? Actually, I'm going to hide these two layers real quick so that I can start getting this more in that shape, because what I really want is it to curve. Oh, that's too dramatic of a curve. There we go. That's a little better. I don't know. Lips are weird. Oh, so kind of what I was saying, like in general, with just like, I don't super care for like lips and drawings of lips and close-ups of lips. I don't know why. It's just not my thing, I guess. Because I know a lot of people like that. A lot of people like a big, like, juicy looking lip. And I am not among that number. That did not create the shape I wanted it to. So ignore that. Anyways, I know a lot of people like that. I just don't. I also, though, like, I'm not a fan of like wet noises and things, and so when I see a lip that's drawn like really wet, it grosses me out. I'm like, I just think of like a slurpy kind of noise, and I'm like, so I don't know, maybe I'm just weird. Probably I'm weird. But yeah, I think, honestly, I kind of feel like I need to like trim that and then just take care of the weirdness that's happening there. Let me see. I'm scrolling down. Is this, oh, it's not even that layer completely. Okay. This is gonna be a strange one. A strange fix, I mean. Okay. Okay, just getting rid of that. And then scrolling way back up. This is quickly becoming like a whole process, I guess. Oops. Just erase the pink. Does that still look pink to me? Am I having a weird... apparently I drew on it instead of erasing it. Oy, which one? I don't know because I was dumb and I didn't... I'm having a struggle. Just a good old-fashioned struggle today. Okay, so it's not that layer. And it's not that layer. What layer did I draw on? Did I draw on the hair? What the heck? What have I done? Because it's still... You guys, I have created a problem. Hang on. Alright, I'm gonna fix it. I'm determined. Like, what? Oh, it is this layer. Why didn't it show like it was that layer? What the heck? That's so strange. Okay, I don't know, because I looked at it earlier and it was different. So anyway, I'm gonna erase that, which is gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird, but it's okay. There's just like a little bit of it there too. Okay. That's gonna be weird for a minute. Don't worry. I will fix the weirdness, but oops. But first, this. Okay. Because what I need to do to fix the weird is go ahead and grab this darker bit. Let's come up here and get my brush that I like. I'm on the... Oh no, I'm on the right layer. I just did it stupid. Okay. I'm having a struggle. It happens. It happens. It's just because I'm trying to fix things that I should have dealt with earlier, and I'm being dumb about it. So, you know, I'm brilliant. Okay. So, ignoring my personal struggles for a moment, this is gonna be something. Okay. Go away, bug. Came out of nowhere. Okay. Okay. I got this. Maybe. Possibly. A little bit. I have got this. Oh, that's the wrong color. That's not a good way to start. Okay. Because I also kind of want to make this a little... I might have to do the lips off stream because this is not going, you know? I need this to kind of go at a different angle as well, for it to make sense. So I'm gonna have to deal with that. Yeah, I have to deal with like a few things, I guess. Okay. Don't worry. Maybe. Worry a little bit. I'm gonna try again to create the angle I was trying to do earlier and failing at. That's actually closer to what I was going for. But I need still to fix hang on. It's like this little curve needs to be different. Okay. Yeah, I might have to do this part off stream because it's being a time. Okay. 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 Okay think it's looking better, but it's not good. You know what I'm saying? It's not there yet. And I think it's going to take a bit. So yeah. But it's closer. You know, and I'm doing all this detail, or attempted detail, when really, like, the size of this picture will be, no one's going to notice that. But, you know, whatever. My dog is dreaming. That's what the little yelpies are. Here. See, she's on my pillow. She's dreaming. I'm sure she's dreaming about a time when I will put the sheets on the bed and she won't have to lay on the pillow so sadly, because she'll be able to lay on all the nice blankets. Laundry day is such a nightmare for a sweet little puppy. Oh, also the dog that is a menace, she's here too, but she's, let's see if I can, oh wait, here, let me move my, wait, oh, you just barely see her, there she is. You can't see her nose, but that's my other dog, being actually pretty chill, and I appreciate that about her, for now. She will unchill just whenever it would be the most inopportune for her to stop being chill. Okay, so there's like kind of a weird bit there. Oops. Weird bit there. I think as a base, I'm getting closer to what I want. I'm gonna add just like a little tiny shine. Not a lot, as we've already established. I don't like really shiny lips. But a little shine's good. I need to fix this little bit. So this lasts like, what, I don't know, half hour? Has it been that long? I don't know. But it's basically just been watch me fix my mistakes. So that's fun. I'm sure that's some real solid entertainment value everybody's getting. You know, good stuff. Okay. Apparently, however I originally drew it, it already kind of had this shape. So somewhere along the line, I just made it worse for myself. It still doesn't look right. I think possibly, where's that at? That's this layer. Let me go back to my pink. I think honestly, it's that like this needs to be, cut that in a little too far. Yeah, like back here needed to be a little more shaped. I don't know what I'm talking about ever. So no, I'm having a time because I secretly don't know how to draw, clearly. Oh, and I'm just doing stuff on the wrong layer. So, you know, some real genius level stuff here. Why am I bad at this? The world may never know. I actually think putting like a little shine on the other side might be good. No, because her hair would block it. But I've already established I'm not doing like super accurate like lighting. There we go. I don't know why I couldn't think of the word lighting. So that's probably fine to have just that little bit of extra shine. Okay. I still need to work on it. Oh, you know what? You know what will help is I need a color kind of in between these two. I say this like I'm really confident. No. I have none confidence about this stuff ever. Oh no, it's doing that thing. Okay. Undo. Every once in a while, this stylus gets like jammed to where it acts like I'm holding down there's 2 buttons here, and so right now it's showing like I'm doing the color picker thing, even though like hand's not on button, and it gets stuck like that sometimes, and I know I figured out a way to fix it at some point, and whatever that way was, I did not retain. So I don't know how to fix that, and I don't really want to troubleshoot it right now. And we are basically at 2 hours. Let me see. We got 12 minutes before it would be 2 hours. So I think I'm just gonna wrap it up because the lips are frustrating me, and also now the pen has betrayed me, as it so likes to do, because it's secretly evil. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to rename it correctly. Hold on a second. Hold on. Wait for it. I know you can't see what I'm typing, but I'm gonna fix it. Oh my goodness, it's not letting me because it's stuck thinking I'm doing things that I'm not actually doing. Hold on. Let me try it again. Hold on. Oh yeah, anytime I type anything, it deletes it. That's super fun. Okay, so I'm not going to change the title to what it's supposed to be. I'm ignoring it. I'm leaving it for another day, just like these lips. Oh, it's not letting me scroll out either. What the heck? Okay, maybe if I use my shortcut buttons. Shortcut buttons still working. So, we can look at where I got to today, which is pretty good. Again, lips. I need to do her earring, and then I will go over everything again and add, additional detail, additional depth, stuff like nostrils and all of that, as well as I haven't even touched the background. The background's still just plain gray. Yeah. So all of that good stuff is what I need to work on, and hopefully it will not betray me next time. So I'll probably work on the lips off stream because they've been frustrating me, and I know I'm like chill and playful about it, but I don't like getting like frustrated while I'm on stream, because then I feel like even though I'm being more like la 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 la, that I just don't think I'm as entertaining. And with the likelihood of me getting more frustrated about lips, I'm just gonna do that off stream. But everything else I'll do on stream. All my little tiny fixes and details and so on and so forth should be on stream. Hopefully I'll be streaming on Friday. I have weird schedule stuff, which is part of why I haven't been able to stream as often. I haven't streamed in almost a month. So I should definitely be able to start doing Wednesday streams again. I know today I did later than I usually do. I may or may not be able to do Friday streams again. It kind of depends. But either way, that's when I stream, is Wednesdays and Fridays. Usually I try to start at 1:30, but I have been kind of playing with the times because of my like schedule for other stuff has been weird lately. So just generally keep an eye to see when I'll be streaming. And yeah, I guess oh my gosh, my dog just did the cutest stretch. Okay, sorry. With that, thank you for watching and hope to see you again. And yeah, bye.